I had a similar question, and so I kind of want to spend some time seeing your opinion on this, which was, given Ashes of Creation is a group-based game at its core, do you think new players should bear all of the responsibility of finding other people to play with, or do the game systems share some of this responsibility? And then I specifically say it's not not referencing a group finder. So, having played many MMORPGs, do you think it's up to us to find other people to play with? Like, is that our responsibility, or do the designers share some of that in the systems that they implement?
I don't think of it in that manner at all. So the way I think of, but I am not the target audience for Ashes of Creation. So people might not do this. But to me, one of the beauties of having open world housing is you should know where many of your fellow players live. If you become the citizen of a node, you should know where their house is. And you should be able to get there. That's also, I was thinking of this when freeholds did not kick in at level 50, but if you have open world housing, you should know where your neighbors are, and those neighbors who like to play at the same time you do. So you just go to your neighbor and say, hey, I know where you're going to be. Also, we play so differently. Like, I don't know, if I want to find you, I'm probably not going to look for you in game. I'm going to hit you up on Discord first and ask you where you are. And I'll be asking again those people who play at the same time that I do. So I don't think we need an in-game group finder, but I do think that Ashes is already inherently doing things to help us find each other because we have open world housing. We'll just have to see how well that works out.
This has been my thought for the new player experience. There were three things that it would come to mind as potentially challenging for players that are just joining. One of them was this: it's a group-based game, so I think historically, Abarat mentions even in EQ2 you knew the people on your server. You did. The question I would have is the game funneling you that way? When I join in current, really anything, World of Warcraft, EverQuest 2, Final Fantasy, I mean, I can essentially play. I'm not necessarily funneled towards groups of people because I don't really need them. So when you have a game like this, because I think of vanilla WoW, starting as a gnome, eventually you get to the quest that leads you to the cave that required a group of 2 or 3 people to kill in order to finish the quest. And there were other examples like that, EverQuest 2. You were kind of funneled towards people. And so I assume there will be ways that we get funneled towards others. We have 4 starting areas. I don't know. It's how much of the responsibility is us, how much is them.
Yeah, I still don't think of it as responsibility, but one of the major differences with EverQuest not EverQuest, Ashes of Creation and other games is that you don't out-level areas. So there's reasons for max level characters and higher level characters to be adventuring near starting areas. The nodes rise and fall, so it's not like you leave the starting area and there's never any reason to go anywhere near there again. Whereas previously, there wouldn't be anybody around for the new player because most people have left and are playing in the max level areas. That should not be quite the thing in Ashes of Creation.
Yeah, taverns will be group finders, right? I mean, I would think so. Job boards, other ways to sort of sign up and find people, and that's what I'm getting. I'm not advocating for a group finder. I don't want a WoW style. You push a button and it teleports you somewhere. I'm just saying in general. I hope that the systems are created in a way that they funnel us to each other. That they funnel people who don't know each other to each other, I guess, as I should also specify. I'm also not really talking about you and I join at the same time, but who do we find that we didn't know beforehand, and how do we find them?
I mean, that's the other beauty of most of it being open world rather than instances. So if people are not stuck in instances, you should be running into people. And you should be running into kind of the same people that are, around your node.